anticipation for this thing? Obviously, just days away. You got fans screaming.
Yeah, I mean that's just part of it.
I know that you've been training out with Vinny Magalhaes. How's that been going for you? Switching up things, working on your ground game with the jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's so good, and he's changed possessions with just a few words. It's been great.
He seems to think that you can submit Anderson.
Yeah, I can submit Anderson. Can submit
Chael, the fans pay their money and they're entitled to boo, cheer, whatever. But what about the Brazilian media? Have they been fair with you across the board?
Yeah, absolutely, and so are the Brazilian fans. You know, they don't have to cheer me. You know, part of being a fan is cheering your guy, and oftentimes booing his opponent. So, you know, I think they've got it right. You know, they fly over in numbers, they bring their flag, they wait out here in the hot heat. They've got it right.
Do you find that there's any disadvantages in preparing for somebody that you've already fought? I mean, we know that you have basically had the better of that fight with Anderson, but have you found there to be any, I guess, setbacks in preparing, being that you might be maybe overanalyzing too much of the last fight?
I've never even seen the last fight, but you are right. You can definitely overanalyze something. That, you know, we call that paralysis by analysis, but you know, I haven't seen it, so no.
What do you make of him getting in your face like that at the press conference? Do you think that's you getting in his head? Do you think that's a positive for you?
No, you know, in his head, man, he's in my head. I think about that guy every single day. And what's the difference? It's not going to help. You know, if I'm in his head, it's not going to help me land a right cross on Saturday night. I'm going to have to do that with my skills.
Hey, mister, what do you think about Anderson say about you?
Oh, my friend!
Do you remember me?
Now, this is Mr. Shockpin from Brazil.
Yeah.
You know this guy?
I just met him.
This guy has this nose. I'm doing this interview, and I'm thinking, I think that's a fake nose, but on the off chance that the poor guy had like a surgery or something, you know, I better just, you know, it's one of those. Then he gives me a shock pin that zaps my finger.
It's a joke from Brazil, okay? Nice to meet you again. What do you think about...
It's a joke. What else would it be?
What do you think about Anderson said about you? You were breaking all your bones, your teeth, your legs, your face. Say something about Anderson Silva here from Brazil.
No, look, Anderson's going to have his opportunity. And if he does any or all of those things, it won't be the first time. But what he didn't say is that he's going to break my spirit. What he didn't say is he's going to leave with the victory. And he's not. I don't care about bones, and I damn sure don't care about going to the hospital or the orthodontist. It's all happened before. I care about 12 pounds of gold, and I'm coming to take it. Easy way or hard way, either way, I'm leaving with that belt.
Well, I think in the first round, Anderson Silva will win this fight because I'm from Brazil and there are a lot of people from Brazil here. What do you say about the Brazilian who comes here to Vegas?
What do I think of the Brazilians who come to Vegas? I think that's awesome, man. I think that's the way that a fan should do it. You know, that's like the English fans when there's a boxing event. Ricky Hatton comes to town. They fly over and they take over the stadium. You know, I think that kind of support's awesome. Anderson's not from there. Anderson's from California, Beverly Hills, and I'm sure some of his friends in his neighborhood in Beverly Hills flew out here too.
Okay, oh, you say bad things from Brazil, but I haven't.
Ask me some questions.
I
don't let this guy take it. This guy's a fan.
This is a gift for you from Brazil.
This is the media's getting choked by this guy. That's very nice.
She would like to give out you to you. Can she kiss you?
Not here.
You don't like?
No, I'm sure she's a nice girl. No, I don't just kiss random people, but that's very nice. That's very nice.
Okay.
I'm a Catholic. There's a process. Don't go around kissing people. That's nice of you. Thank you. I appreciate you coming out too.
Okay.
You know, not just the fans, but the media too. You know, that's cool.
During the training camp, how did that affect you mentally while preparing?
Well, he snapped right out of it, and I mean, it was a big deal. Yeah, thank you. It was a big deal, and it was sad. It was sad to. Now that's a man he brought me, right?
Yeah,
that was a joke.
I think so.
That's a man in that dress, isn't it? You know, it was scary. Yeah, but he pulled through, so you know, I'm relieved.
Also, you know, I know that your book out right now, The Words of Reason. Anderson has out Like Water. Have you at all seen that movie or documentary that he's put out, and what are your thoughts on it?
I have not seen it, but I want to see it. In fact, a friend of mine makes a cameo in the movie, and that's pretty cool, but I haven't had the chance.
I was curious about the NSAC hearing. I saw that you stuck around after your exemption was granted, and stay there and listen to the details of his hearing?
Well, two reasons. One, I'm an analyst on UFC Tonight, and I wanted to get the story. And two, I had nowhere else to go. Yeah.
Say you were an analyst on UFC TV. What questions do you have from the media?
Question from the media? Oh, I don't have any questions from the media. I answer questions. I don't ask questions of the media.
You could ask one question.
If I can ask a question, no, I would ask that the media did their research a little bit better. They put out a lot of misinformation, which happens on all levels, but it's really rampant within our sport. It's really important that you don't paraphrase somebody else's article and just trust that they got it right. It's important that you actually find out if the events even happened.
Chael, do you feel like the media's knowledgeable about TRT?
After the weigh-in,
I can't tell. Yeah, it was not pleasant, but that's him. I don't do the unpleasant stuff. He likes to get dirty. I'm still a family event. No profanity for me.
Hey, Chael.
Yesterday, Anderson said that he was asked if Anderson showed a lot of respect to you after the last fight, and he said he would do that again with the fight. You plan to do the same after all the trash talk that you showing him respect?
Yeah, I don't do respect. That's little kid talk. That's what some street thug says before he takes your coat and shoes. And this isn't about respect. It's about victory. Period. And I will always shake hands after a competition. I have my whole life. I don't wish Anderson Silva a bad life, but I am going to bring him a lot of pain within the rules and the confines of that octagon on Saturday. After that, that's it. It ends there, and we walk out our separate ways.
Chael.
Josh from who's your toughest opponent so far? And what would win mean to you?
The toughest fight I've ever had was against Yushin Okami. My last fight was with Michael Bisping. That was a hard puzzle for me too, man. Bisping was so hard for my skills, to deal with the matchup. I thought he was a really tough guy too. Plus, he hit me one time that changed the whole fight.
Do you think we underestimated Bisping? Could that be the reason?
I wouldn't think so. I look at Bisping as a top guy. He's had a number of main event fights. He's a top 10 fighter. I've never fought a guy in the UFC that wasn't in the top 10, not once. I've had the hardest schedule of anybody in the UFC. And, I wouldn't imagine that I would be capable of underestimating anybody at this point.
Two more questions.
Now, with that said, I did not know he was as good as he was.
What you've seen from Anderson this week with his demeanor and him blowing up and going on his head, do you feel like you've grown the mental game to chess going into this fight?
I don't think there is a mental side to it. I've never looked into that or thought about that a bit. I'm in his head, but he's in my head too. So what? That's what drives me and motivates me. Who cares? Look, at the press conference, he was trying to get disqualified. He was trying to start a fight so that he could then say, I can't, Chael hit me and now I can't fight Saturday. It was very transparent and obvious. It was very hard to keep a straight face because I knew what he was doing. But I am going to wait. I've been around the guy a number of times where I'd love to drag him outside and beat him up. But I'm going to wait until 7/7 at 7 p.m. and only on pay-per-view, and I'm going to give the whole world an opportunity to watch me do it.
What advice did you give you for the fight? What advice did your mum give you for the fight?
She just wishes me well, and that's it.
She's good at analyzing your fights.
I appreciate that. She follows the sport closely, but she just wishes me come back safe, and for my opponent too. We're not here to hurt anybody.
Thanks, guys.
Enter code HUB749 for a domain name discount and enter the codes below for other great discounts from GoDaddy.com.